Hello and welcome to the stats and facts of LegoGuessr. LegoGuessr was a GeoGuessr tournament I organized for the Lego Speedrunning Community. It had a total prize pool of €34.18 split between the top three. First, let's look at the general stats. The tournament was played between 9 players in 17 matches, including the bracket reset in the finals. GeoGuessr took first place after a thrilling final against Bixel, with an anonymous source coming in third. In total, 116 rounds of GeoGuessr were played, which means that, on average, the matches lasted 6.82 rounds. The longest match of the tournament was between Bixel and Chess in round 3. This was the first of 3 matches that these two played against each other in the tournament, and this game went to round 12 and was eventually won by Chess after a comeback on 3 back-to-back Russia spawns. The final multiplier in this match was times 5.5. Just went for Moscow, it was Western Russia. Just got a bit closer and he gets the win. Wow. The shortest match of the tournament came courtesy of Bricko versus Bearhead in losers round 3, with Bricko absolutely destroying Bearhead in a quick 3-round victory. With this 6,000-0 score difference, this match also claims the title of biggest score difference and being the only flawless victory in the tournament. Bearhead really go for Canada as well. He went for Canada, but Calgary. And that is Bearhead out in the first flawless victory of this tournament. 3 rounds. After the most one-sided match, we will take a look at the closest match of the tournament in terms of score. This title again belongs to Bricko, now against Musk in round 1, in the very first match of the tournament. Bricko won this match with a score difference of a mere 475 points, after making the biggest comeback in the entire tournament. He clawed his way back to victory from a points deficit of 4,887. And it was way closer to Mexico City. And this is Bricko taking it. Wow.
That
what
was
a
a great
final.
game. GG to both players there.
Bricko taking a lot of damage in the early rounds, and then in the last 2 rounds, just bring it back. Speaking of comebacks, an anonymous source also pulled a great comeback against Loopy in round 2. Being down 3,422 to 935 in round 10 of their match, he managed to get the biggest damage score in the entire tournament, guessing Senegal correctly while Loopy guessed in Russia. He ended the match with a whopping 20,574 damage.
Seems like a guess to put pressure on Loopy rather than a guess of
And where? In what country?
Senegal.
Okay, so we did put Senegal, yeah. And
Yeah.
Loopy went for Russia.
That's a big result.
Yep.
Big comeback victory there. GG both of you.
Anonymous source takes it. And as if that wasn't enough bad luck for Loopy, in his next match against Musk, the latter managed to get the best guess of the entire tournament. Musk managed to get as close as 566 meters from the spawn location and got a record score of 4,998 points, just too shy of a perfect score.
Oh. Musk, what a guess. Wow. Within 2 points. Yeah, within
Musk with, wow,
600 yards. That's an insane
566 meters.
guess. Got the right town.
Yeah.
Got the right town.
Wow,
Just guessed
wow.
it straight away. That's really well played.
Ironically, the lowest score during any round was courtesy of the tournament winner, GeoGuessr. He was the only one to manage a score of 0 points, guessing Indonesia while he spawned in Peru. Luckily for him, his opponent VT guessed Mexico and only got 588 points. Jess eventually won that match quite convincingly. Looking at the players' average score across the whole tournament, the trio of Bixel, Bricko and Chess are quite a bit above the rest. Bixel was the best on average, with 3,516 points, while with only 2,723 points, Bearhead comes in last. Now let's take a look at the actual locations. I've marked out every spawn location on a world map. You can see concentrations of dots in Europe and Southeast Asia. This becomes even more clear when we look at the number of locations per continent. Europe experts were definitely favored here, as 1/3 of all spawns were in Europe. As if 1/3 wasn't enough already, if we look at how many times each continent was guessed, we see that the players were guessing it even more. Africa and Asia seemed the most difficult to pinpoint. Important remark about this Asia number is that I split up Russia in the European and Asian part to make these graphs. A lot of the time, players would guess in the European part of Russia, so that could explain the difference. Especially when we look at guesses per country. Russia had by far the most spawns, but people also picked up on it. Other frequent spawns were Australia, Austria, Canada, South Africa, the UK and USA. From this data, the more difficult countries seem to be Finland and most importantly South Africa. While countries that were guessed too much were Malaysia and USA. Hungary was even guessed 4 times without having a single spawn. Those were the LegoGuessr stats. I hope you enjoyed. I will put a link to my datasheet in the description if you want to check it out yourself.